The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the grey skies above. Argonus sets shovel to dirt, again and again, until the planks are completely covered. It takes only a single strike of steel on flint to produce a fine flame. Smoke pours from the kiln. Given time, the makeshift structure will yield a modest amount of charcoal. The air about Argonus suddenly grows heavy, and without warning, a rift opens, and the favored daughter of Zeus steps through. Athena smiles at the sailor. "Well done and done, Argonus. You have proved yourself much more than a historian, much more than a simple sailor. And now, I sense in you a new thing," the goddess says, tilting her head. "Do not withhold this gift from those who sailed blue seas and grey swells. Nor should you give up on your brethren, for while many have fallen, some still live. Again, I say to you, seek them out and save them. For the ones that have brought them low, you have now seen with your own eyes, Stheno and Euryale, creatures of madness and spite." Athena's eyes narrow as she speaks with great authority. "Gird yourself for what is ahead, son of Argus. Do not grow weary, for fair Athena is with you, and a boat awaits." The goddess slowly nods her head, and without another word, is taken up into the sky once more. The beating of wretched black wings can be heard far overhead. Argonus gently moves his disfigured hand, causing the statue to shatter into pieces and fall to the sod. Argonus gently moves his disfigured hand, causing the statue to shatter into pieces and fall to the sod. The note reads, Celius, the beast upon the hill must once again be appeased. Its appetite for riches is becoming insatiable. It is signed Tallius. Argonus holds out his hand and calls upon the power of the daimon. The statue quickly falters before collapsing completely. Argonus calls upon the power of the daimon, turning the stone statue into nothing more than dust. Argonus sets the key into the keyhole before pulling open the lid, revealing its contents. Book 3. Unearthly power surges from Argonus's disfigured hand and into the statue. As it breaks apart and falls, the soul of the poor individual quickly departs this mortal world. Argonus gently moves his disfigured hand, causing the statue to shatter into pieces and fall to the sod. Marbled stone shifts as the spirit of Hephaestus enters the ornate statue shaped long ago by human hands. The god of the forge regards Argonus with unblinking eyes.
Who is this man before me? Surely not one who strikes the iron, nor one who stokes the fire. Nay.
The god continues, his brow furrowed.
They are no more, having fallen to that which fair Athena hath unleashed. Do not be deceived, sailor of the Argo. While it was Perseus's hand that sundered head from shoulders, the heart that drove the blade was assuredly that of the goddess.
Hephaestus pauses, deep in thought. When he speaks again, it is slow and measured.
I am loath to meddle in my sister's quarrels, either to directly help your quest to find your countrymen, or abate the scourge being wrought by the Gorgon's sisters. And yet, if you return the gold stolen from my temple, and tend my forge, I will grant you a light to drive away darkness.
The benevolent god nods before the statue becomes still once again. Again and again, Argonus sets shovel to dirt, until all that remains are a number of coals. It takes Argonus a minute or so to remove the coals from the pit. The harpies circle high above the sailor, confirming his suspicions. Argonus carries something that the dogs of Zeus desire. As the statue crumbles to the ground, the soul of the villager rises and dissipates. Argonus adds the golden apples he is carrying to the basket.
Come, Pellis, sit by the fire. Do not tarry in darkness, as it is only shadows you chase.
Mayhap so, Nauplius. But is it not what is cloaked in shadows we seek? That which has brought all we know to ruin?
That I cannot say. But ponder this. If fair Athena appeared before us, bestowing hope, would she not also offer protection?
I know not. All that is certain is that a fear grips my heart like no other. Athena's promises do little to...
Hold! What manner of creature are...
Knowing that nothing else can be done for his friend, Argonus uses the power of the diamond to release the Argonaut's soul. Never did Argonus imagine that he would witness such horrors upon his friends, much less be the instrument of their salvation. While this remnant has succumbed to wind and rain, it is unclear where the remainder of this massive statue resides. The power of life and death flowing through him, Argonus reaches out and releases the soul of his fallen comrade. With a satisfying click, the keystone sets perfectly into the stone indentation. A notch in the door frame can be seen behind this large stone statue, but cannot be reached without first moving the impediment. Argonus puts his weight against the stone, but is unable to move the statue even a hand's breadth. Without warning, the Cyclops appears, his single eye moving back and forth between Argonus and the broken statuary. The docile creature wraps its massive fingers around the stone fragment and, with a grunt, moves the impediment aside. The Cyclops bellows at the sky before fixing its gaze on the historian. Argonus nods with understanding as the creature wanders away. The sailor's merciful boon has been paid back in full. During his adventures, Argonus has beheld many a fabled beast. None, however, compare to the majesty of this creature. Both lion and eagle melded into one. Argonus approaches the griffin cautiously, glancing anxiously toward the skies before setting the gold-laden basket upon the sod. The beast immediately takes notice, as the treasure is simply too great to resist. After a moment, it leaves its hoard unguarded. All at once, the air is replete with the rush of wings and unearthly screams. The dogs of Zeus descend as one, intent on claiming the savory prize as their own. Although fear grips his breast, Argonus makes haste, quickly seizing several of the golden pieces before the unearthly combatants take notice. Argonus adds the coal to the forge. Argonus sets the wool into the forge. It takes only a single strike of steel on flint to produce a fine flame. Argonus sets the bellows onto the stone and slides it into the hole. Argonus squeezes the bellows repeatedly, fanning the flames of the forge until the coals blaze with an intense heat. Like a hunter returning with prized spoils, Argonus holds the golden artifacts high, and the statue of Hephaestus stirs.
Well done, Argonus,
The god of smiths says, nodding.
While I will not interfere with that which has been set into motion, mighty Hephaestus can instruct, can he not?
The god motions to the forge.
4 things are paramount, Argonaut. Coal for the fire, air to stoke, metal to shape, and a tool to shape it.
He then points to Argonus.
Sailor, historian, mapmaker, and soon metallurgist. Surely your father Argus would approve.
And with that, Hephaestus looks away and moves no more. The griffin's gold is set carefully within the forge. It doesn't take long for the soft metal to begin to glow. As if possessed by the spirit of Hephaestus himself, Argonus brings the hammer down on the gold again and again, reshaping once beautiful armor into a mass of precious metal. Divine power continues to drive his strokes, as unrecognizable form takes shape and after time becomes something far more than the sailor thought he could construct. A light to drive away darkness. Argonus sets the petrified heart of the Hydra before Hephaestus, prompting the statue to life once more, without questioning the intent of the sailor, nor asking for a boon in return. The god's mighty hammer crashes down, freeing the creature's organ from its stone prison.
Forgive this historian, as I find it impossible to fully comprehend, much less lay onto parchment, that which concerns the burden laid upon me by the daimon. It is as if proper words seek to evade me, refusing to form upon my lips. In the days that I stood ready at Jason's elbow, I can recount only one kindred encounter, one worthy of both bards and those who would gather at the poet's feet. Listen to this tale if you have ears to hear. We had brought mighty Argo to shore on Limnos, the Sintian Isle, under the cover of darkest night. As our feet found dry ground, we were set upon by towering men, pale like the moon itself, and laden with sword, spear, and axe. As Helion, son of Helios, fell, mortally wounded in the grave battle, a great billow of smoke appeared, and a disfigured hand formed within it. That is when I beheld Helion's soul rise from his mortal frame and depart this world. And although my mind cannot hold fast to this new encounter, nor this hand that I now possess, Thanatos' last words of mystery burn like flame before my eyes. For if I cannot harvest the souls of those who remain between life and death, then the son of Argus must suffice. No one would fault the sailor If I were to recount, at great length and with great detail, the clash of the magnificent winged creatures I have just borne witness, for surely even a novice storyteller could lift and embellish the battle for Hephaestus's gold with great plum and ardor. Nor shall I speak at great length about the god of the forge himself, although I would be remiss if I did not mention the great gift granted this sailor, a golden torch of unquenchable fire. I shall instead speak plainly on the thing that begs to be brought from shadow into light, the very nature of the gods themselves. I possess neither need nor desire to debate their existence, for I have received both mercy from their hands and been found wanting in their sight. No, it is not their divinity I question. It is their motives. Why would those who rule on high choose to inhabit stone visages on an uncharted isle? Why intercede with a simple sailor, graciously offering burden and blessing in equal portion? While these queries shall assail sleepless nights long after I depart these shores, one chilling question cannot be ignored. What unseen power do these Gorgons possess that even the gods would fear?
With a satisfying click, the keystone sets perfectly into the stone indentation. The final keystone placed, a deep grinding fills the air, and heavy stone doors slowly open, revealing a dark passageway beyond. It takes naught but a spark from the torch to give birth to a satisfying flame. The oil takes a moment before catching, begetting a fine fire.
Milise file caparese. Come, Euryale. It is time.
No.
What did you say?
I will go no further, and neither will you. I won't let you.
You won't let me? You won't let me? I have had enough of your questioning, your endless whimpering.
Sister, this must end.
Yes, you are right. This must end.
Ah! have you done, Steno?
What was required. Goodbye, Euryale.
Book 4. The Penitent One. Oil that appears to have never met flame flares to life, casting a soft glow about the cavern. It takes naught but a spark from the torch to give birth to a satisfying flame. This wooden door, its planks bound by iron bands, contains no handle, no keyhole. Thanks to the gift of sight granted to him by the witches, Argonus recalls and recites the words spoken by Steno.
Μίλησε φίλε και πέρασε.
As the doors part, the smell of blood rises to greet him. Rattled breathing leads Argonus to a broken form, half hidden against a stone wall within this dark chamber. When the figure finally speaks, a voice is soft and filled with pain.
Come no closer, Argonaut, else you be brought low like many men before you. Even though I, Euryale, refused to let my gaze fall upon them, I offer no excuses, no defense. My acquiescence of my twin Steno has made me culpable for their deaths as well.
Euryale pauses for a moment, catching her breath before continuing.
I can, however, offer you something else. Something you seek. My merciless sister herself. Steno has used an ancient stone to enter Hades' realm. There, she shall descend to the greatest depths of the underworld and undo that which the hero Perseus set into motion when he consorted with the gods. Steno shall free our sister Medusa from Tartarus, the dungeon of torment.
Euryale struggles to continue.
Athena was not content with the punishment Medusa suffered in life, so the goddess sent her there to live out eternity with the vile and the wicked. But Steno shall not stop with Medusa's release. No. She shall rip wide the gates of Tartarus and set loose all souls, profane men and dreadful Titan alike, until the dungeon is empty and those it held spread like a pestilence upon the land of the living. For this is her vengeance against Perseus, against Athena, against all the gods, on Olympus and elsewhere. Stop her, Argonaut. Use our great horn to lure the mighty bronze giant Talos, for he can bring you to the gates of Hades' domain.
Her voice raspy and fading. The Gorgon raises her head one last time.
Forgive me, Mother. Let legend lay a wreath of mercy upon my wretched brow.
And with that, Euryale, the penitent daughter of the sea goddess Keto, passes from this world and into the next.